We have worked and emphasized the fact that professional learning needs to be collaborative and that the principal is a lead learner. And so again, we provided those structures, changed the way that we did professional learning, put the funds back to the school so that they can provide release time. And we've just encouraged principals to be comfortable with co-learning, and encouraged our superintendents to do the same. So not just dropping into a PD event or a PD session, but sitting beside the teacher, learning and demonstrating that you are in fact a learner as well.
My job is to help teachers understand technology and their pedagogy, and to help facilitate learning with our students in all our schools district-wide. If they understand the process, the teachers understand the pedagogy, then they're able to use technology to help document and reflect on their learning during the process. From the bottom up, it's sort of been a process where the K-6s have started the initiative, and now it's sort of those students are moving up through the ranks and catching these teachers. But one of the things that is needed when it's such a big board is to have that capacity built, meaning that there are people helping people who help people, that sort of pay it forward, trickle-down approach where no matter which way you turn. So initiatives like the Learning Connections, where you can come together and work with people, not just within your schools, and develop that rapport with other people, other schools in the board. So whether you're in the east end of the city or the west end of the city, you can be doing similar activities. And I just found that there's such a good support group that that is here through, even just any evening you can go on and see people on Twitter having Twitter chats, and so there is from that innovative standpoint, but also the capacity through the tools that they use on an everyday basis, and initiatives such as Learning Connections, where you get a chance to sit down and really collaborate with your peers to go back to the school level and bring it in, and then help your staff understand what is going on, instead of just bringing everybody in and always just giving lectures, going back to the classroom and working with them in the job embedded approach to see how it works in their classroom.
I love doing this sort of thing. I love sharing. I love sharing the experiences that I have with the students, because I learn so much from them. So it's always exciting for me to share what the students have brought to my own learning as an educator. I understand now that I drive my learning, and I drive it based on my students and what their needs are and what their wonderings are. So my learning is always based on where are the students now and what do they need next in order to move their own learning forward. So I don't rely, I guess, on everyone else to feed me what I need to learn. I rely on the students for that. And that's a huge mindset change. The other change for me is listening. Instead of always coming up with being the one that has to have the answers, just listen in on the conversations. You will delve deeper with your students when you understand the level that they're at and their understanding of the process that you're going through. Take the chance and learn together. And sometimes you're doing a little bit of that learning on the side. Drive your learning too. That's the biggest part of it all. If you see something that needs to be learned about based on what is happening in your classroom, and you know it's important to you and to your students, then go ahead and learn it.
It was a collaborative affair between the board and the teachers union to present an opportunity for teachers to work together. So rather than take that money and bring in a speaker for one day, what we allowed people to do is to take time off, go and collaborate with another teacher, maybe in another school, or even a group of people together in their own school, and they were able then to set up lesson plans, decide how they were going to present something. They could talk about what worked, what didn't work. If one person needed a little extra help as far as technology was concerned, somebody could be brought in. And so the teachers liked it better. It was a small group, it was more hands-on, and it enabled them to get the confidence that they needed then to go back into their classrooms.
I think the process is really about networking and sharing ideas and sharing our knowledge. No longer is it about going one place and everybody learning the same thing at the same time, kind of having all that information dumped on us. It's instead going around saying, this is what I need to learn. I'm wondering if there's somebody out there who can help me with that. And here's some things that I can share with you. So by being able to choose our sessions this afternoon, by having opportunity to speak to colleagues at other schools that we may never get to see during the year, we're able to kind of fulfill some of those needs.
There's always going to be a wide range of people who take it and run with it, and people who are a little bit more resistant to change depending on what subject they teach and so forth. And I think just getting in there and the whole job embedded piece is now that they can see it, if they don't see where it applies to their classroom and to their students, then it might be harder. So if they come to a conference that they're forced to, or a workshop that they're forced to come to, it may be harder. So, but if you get into their own classroom and you make the real world examples to their own curriculum, that's where we're seeing a lot more of the success that with our model.